Hello. To perform the serial dilution series and spread plate technique, I will explain the serial dilution portion of the procedure. Using a sterile pipette tip for each dilution, as we don't want to carry over an unknown amount of bacteria from the previous dilution into the next dilution that we would expect to amount to even less colonies in it as we go on in the series, we take an equal amount of sterile saline into each tubes to be diluted. This is the one part of the 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 part of your equation, or so on, that has an equal amount in each dilution. We then take the sample and transfer a set amount. In this case, it was 1 milliliter of the sample. This is the part where we start to use a sterile pipette tip for each dilution, making sure to also vortex or mix thoroughly each dilution tube to ensure the 1 milliliter of diluted sample that is being carried onto the next dilution is accurately mixed through. We just continue this until we reach the last dilution, which should have the least amount of sample. In this portion, I'm showing you taking an undiluted amount of stock solution, or in my case, it was just instant coffee. I am mixing 1 milliliter into each portion of what would be my saline. In my case, I used 10 milliliters of water in each portion that was not the undiluted stock solution. Each one, I am just taking up 1 milliliter of the solution and carrying it over into the next portion. In the lab, I would be using septic technique where I would change out my pipette tip for each dilution, but for an at-home project, I didn't. This is just a visual of what you would probably see on your plate, starting from the most colonies from your 10 to the negative 1 to 10 to the negative 6 being the least amount of colonies. Having 65 colonies as an example on my plate, I just take the number of colonies, 65, times the reciprocal of the total dilution of sample, which was 10,000, dividing it by 10 milliliters to give me 65,000 CFUs per milliliter. A CFU is a colony forming unit.